What's going on, you guys? AJ Tucker here with AJ Self Defense, and today I want to talk about a new bill that may be passed in New York that if you deceive your partner and to have sex with her, that's a crime. So the article came out about 5 days ago. I saw it actually on a blog post, which I will post in the description below. But it came to my attention, and I want to talk about it because for me, it does fall in the umbrella of self-defense. So, for example, in New York, let's say if you told if a man tells a woman, hey, I make this much money and this and that, and they're saying whatever they can, and then they have sex with her, and she finds out that he does not have that much money, then that could be a misdemeanor. Or anything, if you have sex through any type of concealment, deception, or any type of fraud, it can be counted as a misdemeanor crime. Now, on the flip side, let's say if a woman is married and she tells a guy that she's not married and she has sex with him and she's just trying to have some type of fling or something, that could be considered a crime as well. If somebody has a vasectomy, or if somebody's never had a vasectomy before and he tells a woman, oh yeah, I've had one before. She says, hey, I'm on birth control, but she's not really on birth control. That falls into that umbrella of sexual misconduct, which for me, it's crazy to see. And I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I can understand that, maybe somebody has went through something traumatic where a guy has lied to her, had sex, and it was very traumatic for her. But then on the flip side, it's like, hey, whenever you meet somebody, you have to vet that person. So for the last couple of months, I've always said, hey man, if you meet somebody, you really like that person, hey, hire a freaking private investigator. I know that sounds extreme. I know that sounds crazy, but man, it's amazing what people can hide and what you find out later on. And you're like, man, I wish I knew this. I wish I knew X, Y, Z. And I'm really focusing on that group of people who are now single. It could be younger people. It can be older people. You meet somebody and that person can present himself to you, him or herself to you in a certain way. And later on down the road, you find out. But later on down the road, it might be 5 years down the road. It might be 3 years where all the damage is already done. So after a couple of months, you're like, man, I'm really feeling this person. Hey, let me get a PI. And 10 years ago, I would have never said anything like that, right? But just from the stuff I've seen, the stories that I get, some of the people that I train, as far as like from a self-defense standpoint, I get these stories and I'm like, man, the only way now is to honestly to get a PI. I might become a PI myself as part of my service. No, I'm kidding. I can't do that. So you might be thinking it's like, well, the bill hasn't passed yet and it's New York. I don't care. I live in Texas. I don't care. I live over here. Here's the thing, folks. If something passes somewhere, then it may pass somewhere else. And if if a little fire starts somewhere, it may become an actual thing. And so, if you're a parent and you have a son who's like 19 or 20 and you see him saying whatever to women, or he acts like your home is his house and he has sex with a girl and she later comes to find out that is not his house and she deceived him and he gets a class A misdemeanor. And this might be 4 or 5 years down the road, but I really wanted to talk about this now because it's amazing that it's coming up. It's coming up in America, and it opens up a crazy gray area. It opens up a bunch of crazy rabbit holes. Like what if a guy goes to a woman and she's had plastic surgery and they have a baby and the baby doesn't look like he thought it was going to look? Now, can he sue her? Or, if a guy has, like fake teeth or whatever, and the kid comes out and he has gaps like mine, can he get in trouble? But part of the bill is saying like, hey, if you're a guy and you promised a long-term relationship to a woman and then y'all have sex and then all of a sudden you just ghost her, that can be a class A misdemeanor. And so one reason why I talk about this, I want to put that awareness out there, but also I want to get your thoughts. What do you think about this bill? If it passes, what do you think about that bill? Let's say the bill passed for like every state and you're in that state. What do you think about that bill? So do you think that's a good bill? People shouldn't be lying anyway. Or do you think that it's getting the law involved too much? So for me, it pertains to my job because self-defense is not all about just shooting someone that's invading your home or fighting off an attacker that's trying to sexually assault you. It encompasses a big umbrella of different things that you want to avoid before you actually do get into that situation. So anyway, that's all I got for today, man. I'll see you next time.